has that down.
Yes, he's definitely got that down. I know, the horrors. How dare I walk away from you? Okay, so I wanted to talk about food today versus food in ancient times.
Okay.
Like, the Bible talks about bread, and it calls itself the bread of life, and yet today you eat bread, it will kill you.
Yeah. With all the
So why?
preservatives in it.
So why is there a difference? And how many different foods are there in the Bible that it talks about, and what do we do those foods today? And have you ever thought about, like, gluten-free flour is just as white as regular flour, even though it's supposedly healthier, and it still has just as long a shelf life. You know what that means? Have you ever thought about what that means?
It's loaded with preservatives.
Yeah, so what, off the top of your head, what are the foods mentioned in the Bible? Do you remember?
The bread,
The bread.
wine,
Yep.
oil,
Yep.
fruits, nuts, pomegranates,
Yeah.
figs, grapes.
Yeah. Well, we're going to start with bread. So we're going to have my lovely drawing skills and bread. Okay, that's your first one, bread. What's the difference between bread then and bread now?
Chemicals.
Yeah, a lot of chemicals.
A lot of chemicals.
Probably homegrown wheat.
Yeah, the wheat was different.
Grind it. They probably ground it with a, I don't know how they ground it, but.
Yeah, freshly ground.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
And I used to grind my own wheat.
Did you really?
Ron and I would do that. I had a grinder, and we would buy a bucket of wheat kernels.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to get back into that because the bear. I'm sure you know that, but when you get the seed, it's called a wheat berry.
Yeah, the wheat berries.
And the reason the stuff on the shelf is shelf stable is because they take all of the parts of the flour apart. And then take out the parts that make it spoil sooner, and and put it back together and shove it in your bag of flour so it can sit on your shelf.
Here comes Monster Baby.
What are you doing? So, and bread in the Bible, like in Psalms 104, it says bread sustains. Hey.
We're trying to do a lesson.
Hey, we're doing a lesson. Get. Bread in the Bible, it says bread sustains their hearts. It doesn't do that. It's going to cause heart cancer. Or not cancer. It's going to cause heart issues. It's also in Deuteronomy 8:8. It's in the Promised Land description.
Shut the door, bud.
You mentioned all those, like that whole list of pomegranates and figs and a land flowing with milk and honey. All that description is about the Promised Land. So God views these things as good.
Grab that door.
So bread in the in biblical times would have been ground the moment it was going to be made. It would have been made with an ancient grain, not wheat. The modern wheat has been hybridized, and it makes it really hard for the gut to digest. So an ancient grain is stuff like spelt, barley. There's in Ezekiel, there's a Ezekiel 4:9. It has a recipe for Ezekiel bread.
Ezekiel, and you can still buy that.
Yeah, and you
In
can
the
buy all
freezer.
those things.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Is it? Never tried it.
No, I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Does it taste terrible?
It's definitely not what we're used to. It's
Right.
very heavy. You know, it's loaded with all kinds of nuts and seeds, and I like it. But I suppose the majority of people wouldn't.
They're used to what we currently.
Yeah, and it's probably $5, $6, $7 for a loaf,
Yeah.
and they always keep it in the freezer.
Yeah. So ancient bread would have been the whole part of the kernel was used. They didn't sift it out and reconstitute it. Then you have your oil. Where did my markers go? I want my green one. Oh well, whatever. Then you have
Oops,
your
there goes.
oil. And oil was traditionally olive oil. How did they process olive oil in ancient times?
Crush the grapes.
Yeah,
No,
they
I
crush
was
them.
crush
Yeah,
the
well,
olives.
they crush the olives.
Crush the olives.
So they would crush the olives, and that's how they would make their oil. There's not much mention of using butter. They primarily used oil.
Well, they probably didn't make butter back then.
I'm sure they
But the
knew
cream
how.
would rise to the top.
Yeah.
You don't think they could
They made
skim that butter fat, that rich cream, and
They could have, yeah. You just like you
And
said, you
whip
never
it?
hear butter.
Yeah, I
might
did.
have.
I'm sure that they probably knew how. I don't really think they were stupid.
but you gotta
Like,
be able to keep it.
yeah. So that's the other thing with milk. With
Same with the
milk,
milk.
what they would do
Probably
is they
milk the
would
cow
ferment
daily.
it.
And what?
They'd ferment the milk.
Oh,
So milk. We're gonna draw a little milk bottle over here. So they would ferment the milk to preserve it instead of like they don't have a fridge, so they would just
so
ferment
like kefir?
it. So like kefir.
Okay.
I've never tried that.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
You've tried kefir?
Well, yeah.
Where do you get
The
it?
grocery store.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Does it say like live cultures on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does.
Fascinating. I've never tried it. They would ferment it into curds too,
Oh.
which is just a cheese.
Yeah.
And the other weird little side note is, in their culture, they didn't usually use dairy cows. They didn't use cows for milk. They used goats.
Goats. Oh, sure.
And that could be just culture, because they live. I mean, Israel is primarily desert,
Yeah.
and so you can't feed a lot of cows on desert.
Yeah.
Goats are easier. Goats and sheep are
Yeah.
easier to keep on desert. So that's not necessarily indicative that we should really only be eating goat's milk. They do say that goat's milk is easier to digest, but you can't really find goat's milk unless you get it from somebody who is who melts it just on their local farm.
Yeah.
So that's milk, and you mentioned wine. Wine is good. Wine is over here. Yeah, So
And a bunch of grapes. Yeah.
yeah, grapes. Gotta get the creativeness.
Yeah.
Wine. So, what's the difference between wine today and wine now? How do they do wine in the past?
Again, they ran it through the threshing. I mean, not the threshing, but to
crush.
squeeze the grape, squeeze
Then you have
juice
this-
out of it.
You have grape juice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then you would use that to then add your
And let it sit.
yeah.
Ferment.
it would be fermented.
I've made wine.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried it. That's right.
We had
It's good.
We had grapes.
Yeah.
And so we decided, we found a recipe and we bought the ingredients and we made it. And the first batch, it was like champagne. It was bubbly and sweet and it was very good. Then we tried another batch and it tasted like vinegar.
Really? Oh well.
So,
Fascinating. They would often use vinegar wine with all their meals. Like you will see that in the Bible where they like dip the bread in the wine.
and
And a vinegar wine helps with digestion.
Yeah.
I have a book called Glucose Goddess, and one of her tips for helping your glucose levels stay at a normal level. Do you know what those are? I don't remember if we talked about this.
She does, but
Well,
because you watch yours, don't you?
somewhat, yeah.
Yeah. So glucose is just a measure of the sugar in your body and how your body processes it. What it actually is, I don't know. And other than that, it's just a measure of how your body processes the food. So if you eat a cookie, a normal glucose level is underneath 30. Higher than that, they call it a glucose spike. If you eat a cookie with nothing else, it will spike your glucose. If you eat a salad first and then eat the cookie, no glucose spike. If you
didn't know that.
if you eat vinegar, she says to use apple cider vinegar. Take a shot, like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in water, like a glass of water. Take that before your meal, and then eat the cookie. No glucose spike. So it's a digestive aid. But the primary thing that they did with wine is fermentation. And it was a wild fermentation. When you made your wine, did you have a yeast that you used,
Yeah,
or did
and
you
we
wild
bought all
ferment
the
it?
stuff, packets of stuff that we had to,
Yeah.
put in it to let it ferment.
Sure. So I don't know how they got the. Well, it's pretty simple. Like, how do you make a wild yeast? It's the same as sourdough bread. That's the other thing about this. Bread was sourdough. It was with a wild yeast.
Yes.
And so a wild yeast, I've tried doing it in my own house. You take your for bread, you take your food together, flour, and you mix it with some water, and you put some sugar in it so that the bacteria has something to eat. Yeah. And then it will rise. It will get really, really bubbly, and and the bacteria comes from your own home.
Yeah.
So there must be a similar process with wine. The bacteria needs something to feed on, but it comes from your own home. There's just bacteria in everything. Bacteria is neither good nor bad. It just is. Like, you have bacteria in your gut to help you digest food. It has a very solid purpose. And it breaks down dead animals. Moldy foods. That's just it getting broken down. Yeah. And so they did not use a cultured yeast, they used a wild yeast. And it has tons of probiotics that way. And even with sourdough bread, because of the wild yeast, it breaks down the bread before you eat it. That's what it does.
Did you get your yeast to grow, and did you use it?
No.
Because we used, what did we call it? Mother's yeast, mother's something. And we all used to grow it in our kitchens, and they would pass it, friendship.
Oh, friendship bread?
Yeah. And then we'd bring a cup and give it to a friend, and then she'd go home and make bread, and then you could add to it to keep it growing. And oh yeah, we had all kinds of recipes, but it was probably 50 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot about the friendship bread.
That's funny. No, I didn't. Apparently, I'm not good at keeping things alive. I would forget to feed it.
Yeah.
You had to feed it every day.
Or every couple days, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it once, and it did bubble up, like doubled in size, and it looked great. And I don't know why I didn't do anything with it, but the second time I tried it, no, it didn't work at all. It died. It's probably still sitting in the back of my fridge going, because I put it in the fridge. I think we went on vacation. I was like, it'll be fine in the fridge. And so like a year later, I think it's still back there. It'll be fine. And then the other thing they talk about is honey. Honey is in the Bible. We're gonna, draw my little honeycomb.
I just bought some honey from Stephanie Meyer.
Oh,
they have honeybees down on their farm at Hubbard.
Oh, okay.
And it is so good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's just raw honey.
Yeah.
And so I do a lot of that.
Yeah, that's the focus. That's likely what they did. So there's actually two types of honey in the Bible. There's like date honey, like they would take their fruit and make a syrup out of it to preserve it, because you boil all the water out and now it's a syrup, and that's just a preservation style. And then there's the bee honey. So there's two. But it was raw. A lot of the stuff at the store with honey is filtered and pasteurized, is what they call it.
And added a lot of sucrose or another sugar product to it.
Yeah, and then the last one that the Bible talks about, actually they mention salt too.
Yeah,
they
that's
do
right,
mention salt.
Yeah.
Salt is very much in a positive light in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And
We're
yet,
called to be salt.
yeah, we are called to be the salt of the earth, and yet it is so terrible for you today to eat salt, table salt. So there is a difference between what's in the Bible and what's on our table. I think I brought Himalayan pink salt.
Yeah, what did
once.
you think?
No. I brought it to church one time.
Oh.
And everybody and one of the guys tell me, who's serving for the potluck, he goes, but people keep saying they've never seen pink salt. And I'm like, yeah.
I see it, but I haven't tried it yet.
It tastes way better than normal salt.
Does it?
Oh yeah. Actually, I take it a step further, because that's not what they used either. They got their salt from the Dead Sea.
Okay.
So I like to go online and get Celtic sea salt.
Oh.
And then it's a gray salt. And it's gray because it still has the minerals in it.
Yeah.
And it's got 82 some minerals in it. And the fascinating thing is the ratios of the minerals in it are the exact ratios in which your bones have those minerals.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it real pricey?
Yeah. Like a 1 pound bag is $16. $16 for a 1 pound bag of salt.
Sometime when you order some, would you be willing to split and share something?
Oh, yeah. I would.
1 pound would last a long time.
Yeah. I usually get, it doesn't go bad. I usually get 2 bags at a time.
Okay.
And it tends to be like a little bit cakey. Like if it runs through your hands, they did something to it so it wouldn't do that. You know how salt just runs really smooth?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They did something to it to make it that way. Salt typically is kind of clumpy. Like it's more like a wet sand. And so, but that's how you know it's good salt.
So what is this rock salt that you would feed your horses?
It's white. I can tell you, I don't know what that is. I've never looked at it. I've never thought about that. Yeah, 100%. That is as white as the table salt. So I imagine that it's just as bad. Because what they do to table salt is heat it up. I think the number was 1,400 degrees, and it kills everything in it.
So my doctor said I need to start, not to eat so much salt. So the Himalayan or the
Celtic sea salt
would be
Would be
better.
better.
Oh, way better.
Way better.
Way, way, way better.
Because like if I have watermelon, I like to sprinkle a little bit of salt on that. Corn on the cob.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain things that have to have salt on it.
Yeah. Yep. That table salt? No good. No good for you. And it's really hard to find prepackaged food that's made with sea salt. And sometimes it will even say sea salt, and they just got it from the sea and still heated it up to 1,400 degrees, and that's worthless.
How about the sea salt we're getting at Fairway?
Is it white? Then yeah. If it looks devoid of color, because color means there's minerals. Like that sugar, I was gonna bring it today and I forgot it. Sugar is technically a whole food. It's a single ingredient. So why is it so bad for you? And it's because that they extracted only the part they wanted and got rid of everything else. If you get a raw form of that sugar, it is like molasses. It tastes like molasses, and it's very, very thick. I have some. You have to carve it out and put it on the stove and heat it up in order to even use it. And the only thing that you could use it for is gingerbread cookies. Because it just has a very, very strong flavor. If you I've made ice cream with it. My sister has. It makes great ice cream, but the ice cream doesn't come together as well as if you had used regular sugar. And then the last thing is actually meat. We're gonna draw a lovely T-bone steak on here. Yeah, meat. The Bible mentions meat in the Bible, and it has food laws about it. So the biblical food laws in the Bible are ruminants. Your meat must come from a ruminant, meaning they chew the cud. There's another specification of a split hoof. But anyway, so pig meat is not a ruminant. And yet we eat that all the time. Why does it matter?
Well, I think in the Old Testament, it had to do with cleansing.
Yeah.
In the New Testament, God has said now we can eat all things if we pray and give thanks for it. So I know that there are still people who don't eat pork. I eat it and say, thank you, Lord.
I have been throwing this around my head because I don't know how I think about it. On the one hand, you can make the argument for that God tends, when the world teaches us about about the spiritual things. And so it is very much like God to say, like exactly like you said, if God has said that it is clean, then we can eat it. He was talking about the Gentiles. But it is very much like God to make it edible because it's a picture of what he did in the spiritual world. Very much like him to do that. There's no evidence to suggest that was it Paul or Peter? Peter? I think it was Peter who had that vision about all the animals coming down. There's no evidence to just suggest that he himself continued, was like, oh, I can eat pork now. I don't think he did that. But when they told the Gentiles, what laws shall we have you follow? Not eating pork did not make it in there. It didn't. It says don't eat stuff with blood in it, and don't eat things that were offered to idols. So, yeah, I've been processing that all week. I personally do not like pig meat. It's disgusting. I don't
eat it.
Yeah. The way they feed it makes it really gross to eat. If you have a farm-raised pig from a local farmer, it is not the same meat as what you can get in the grocery store.
That's true.
Which is the underlying principle behind this, because they have other food laws, like your fish. Another category is fish, and you're in the Torah, the law, they call it Torah. They have a law about only eating fish that has scales and fins, which would make shrimp unclean, and we eat quite a bit of shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the other one is birds. That's the other category is birds. and just don't eat like things that eat dead things. So I would say that the underlying principle behind this meat thing is it matters what your food eats. It matters what your food eats. Because it reminds me of a story when I was reading about the meat, it reminds me of a story. My brother-in-law owns cattle, and he is very particular about what they eat. Because he goes, I don't feed my cows byproducts because that means that they don't care about it. He said they will take the leftovers from bakeries and put it into cow feed. And that's why your meat at the store tastes funny. Because they're taking a highly processed food and putting it into the cow food. It matters what your food eats. So as far as pigs on that line, if they are very controlled about what they eat, you don't eat pigs out in the wild because they eat anything and everything. But on a farm, it's very controlled what they eat. If you have a farmer who is very particular about what his animals eat, then it matters. And then as far as beef goes, I ran across some random thing that said, what is the main contributing factor to how the nutrient density in cow meat? And it's the diversity of pasture, the diversity of the grass that they eat. How many weeds do they eat? that is what determines how much nutrients is in their meat. So, biblical narrative, there is a common thread that connects all of these things. Do you know what it is?
Nature, natural stuff.
Living food. Living food is the thing that connects every single one of these things. They focused on preserving the life in the food.
Makes sense.
By fermenting wild yeast, that's fermented, that's cold pressed. Oil is cold pressed. The meat, well, that's a little different. And it was raw. The industry today has you believing that raw things are bad for you, especially milk. Like raw milk, they lose their mind over that.
Yeah, they do.
But what we do to it today is heat it up to 400 some degrees to make sure it doesn't hurt other people. But in that process, it kills it.
Good stuff.
It kills the good stuff and turns the living food into dead food. And that's the whole process behind this food. That's the conundrum, is how many things are we eating that are no longer alive? They're dead. And the other cool thing about this is, why does it matter? Like, why does it matter that we eat living food? Dead food, we can eat it, obviously, otherwise we'd all be dead. I mean, maybe it takes 20 years off our life to eat dead things. But, it doesn't kill us right away. But there's a verse in Genesis that says, man was formed out of the dust of the earth.
Yeah.
So we were made from the earth. And so we were made out of the earth. And so the intelligence of the earth says that's where our food should come from. And it should be alive. The earth produces our food. Like my beautiful world. living food. So then how do we take this and navigate our current food system? Because there are plenty of healthy things that are dead. Like, after this week, I had just bought beef sticks. And I went, fascinating.
Oh.
You know what they did to the beef sticks? Dead food is extracted. They extract the pieces they want and throw and put it back together in a way that's more pleasing.
Yeah.
And that's what they do with the beef sticks.
I don't eat beef sticks.
Well, I'm thinking I'll probably never buy them again. With the mindset, it's a dead food. Beef sticks are dead food.
Yeah.
Even that gluten-free flour is dead. The spelt flour is an ancient grain on the shelf. But because of how they processed it, the fact that it can sit on that shelf and not go bad within a week, because that's how, that if it was alive, it would go bad within a week, it's dead. In Mexico, they take their milk and it can sit on the counter because they kill everything in it.
Yeah.
It's no longer living. Dead food requires nutrients from you in order to process it. Living food gives you nutrients.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So what do you do when you go to the grocery store?
I look for healthy things.
Yeah. Is it living? Is it alive? That's really the main question. How did they process it? That is more important than sticking to a very particular diet. Like, oh, I'm gonna do Mediterranean. Oh, I'm gonna do keto.
Yeah.
Like, is it alive? Some people are like, no, you should only eat meat. And other people are like, no, only eat veggies. And is it alive? That's the real thing that matters. Because there are plenty of things in each of those categories that are still dead.
So do you make a grocery list
Mm-hmm.
and follow that when you go?
Yeah.
Okay. Like what? What's on your list?
What's on my list?
Yeah.
Oh. I do yogurt.
Yeah.
That's on my list quite a bit. Plain Greek yogurt, and I put honey in it.
Yes.
And now I'm gonna have to make sure I get raw honey.
Yeah.
And I want a local honey. I do. I'll do burgers quite a bit because they can just, that's my I'm too lazy to cook meal is burgers because they can just, they come frozen in a patty and
Yeah.
that works.
You're okay with that?
I'm okay with that. As long as it's, like, it can say 100% beef, and as long as it doesn't give me an indication that they put 20 other things in it.
Yeah.
So I do look for things. I make spaghetti. I used to. I'm doing no nightshades right now because of Ezra. Because, so that has made my shopping list kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Because that was primarily all I was eating. I love chili. Chili, delicious. Spaghetti, I would do chickpea noodles. So they're not gluten. Is that a dead food? That's a good question. Is chickpeas? I don't know how they make them. I don't know. I've never looked that up. I know pasta is dead because they removed all the parts they didn't like and threw it back together into a pasta.
But a chickpea is,
It's a bean.
yeah, I think it would be natural.
Yeah. I think all they did was mash it and put it into a form
I would
to make
think.
spaghetti.
Don't
So,
know.
yeah, you'd have to look it up. I've been doing lots of berries. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and stir fries. Just frozen stir fries of chicken.
Yeah. Do you eat your own eggs?
Oh, that's the other thing I'm not eating right now.
Oh, eggs.
Eggs.
Why?
I recently tried eating them again. I was getting hives
Oh.
for some random reason. Just on my one arm, just random bumps. And I was like, it's either my eggs or my coffee. And I have been eating like 4 eggs a day for breakfast for like 3 years. I eat a lot of eggs. And I was like, I would rather give up my eggs than my coffee. And so I cut the eggs out and the hives went away.
Oh.
That sometimes does happen. I have heard. Sometimes you can.
Cut it down to 2 and see what it does.
Yeah. I've tried it twice to have eggs again in the last couple weeks, and it seems to make Ezra's itching worse. I didn't get hives,
but it bothers him.
But it bothers him.
Mm-hmm.
So.
So you don't ever feed him eggs?
He doesn't even eat them. He don't like them.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would. He doesn't like them.
Yeah.
So stir fry, salads. I make, you know how y'all have not made rights.
Fall aparts or sloppy joes?
Sloppy joes. I make sloppy joes without tomatoes. Because tomatoes, there's a nightshade. And I'll put beans in it.
Oh.
Instead of, and so now it's more of a hot dish.
Yeah.
Like a casserole type thing.
That works.
Yeah. And that's good. That's pretty much all I make.
Okay.
I'll make myself brownies made with sweet potatoes.
Oh.
Those are really good.
I buy a lot of sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
And the sweet potato chips, of course.
Yes, I've been doing a lot of those sweet potato chips.
But that has to be the Jackson brand.
Yeah.
That other brand is.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I feed myself because I do not know what else to feed myself.
How about nuts?
Oh, I could do nuts. I never think about that when I'm in the store.
Yeah.
I can do nuts.
I do a lot of nuts. I probably eat a handful of nuts every day.
Yeah, I've been trying to do walnuts instead.
Yes, walnuts.
They say walnuts are good
Yeah.
for you. Cashews are not good for you because they're part of the poison ivy plant.
Yeah.
And I love
Almonds.
cashews.
Almonds are good.
The almonds are good.
Pistachios are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the grocery store, I do not wander into the center aisles.
You stay
Just
around
on
the
the
outside. Yeah.
I might go into the baking aisle for a few things, like oil and things.
Yeah.
But largely, we stay on the outside.
Yeah.
All the stuff on the inside is terrible for me. And
do you use olive oil?
yeah. I have pretty much stopped cooking with butter completely. I don't even put butter on my popcorn. Technically, it's pasteurized. It falls underneath dead food,
Yeah, it does.
which is very unfortunate.
But I like butter.
Yeah.
But my doctor says, but butter doesn't like you.
The explanation for dairy products that I have found is that the nutrient profile in the milk is still there, but it's been changed.
Yeah.
And so now your body can't process it. And there's calcium in milk. They like to claim that.
Yeah.
But the calcium in milk is used to process the milk. So your body is not taking up calcium to process when you drink milk because it's completely used to process it. Now, if you change if that calcium is in a form your body cannot use, it has to steal calcium from you. AKA, welcome to osteoporosis.
Yeah.
There is an interesting graph two graphs, the consumption of milk and the rate of osteoporosis that look the same.
Interesting.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Because they push that, our whole
Yeah.
life, drink your milk.
Strong bones.
Yeah. You need it for your bones.
Mm-hmm.
But I do the yogurt,
Mm-hmm.
but I also do cheese,
Yeah.
salmon. A lot of
Yeah,
things
I will
like
do that too, Sam. I get the canned salmon. Cooking salmon, I'm out.
Oh, see, I like to cook it too.
It smells funny. I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Maybe I'll go to Carol's house and see if she can make me salmon. That's better than
Well, I
can't.
use
I
a
don't know
lot
how
of
to cook
I
it.
use a lot of fresh lemons,
Oh really?
and that cuts the smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll invite myself over and you can make.
But
me
I also do canned salmon.
Yeah. Well, it's an easy snack.
Yeah.
Really, really easy.
Yeah.
With lots of protein.
Yeah.
That's like 22 grams of protein in a can of salmon. Yeah. So, if you don't remember anything else about this conversation, if you can remember one thing, the next time you see your donut or your cookie, think to yourself, that is a dead food.
Yeah. And see, I would ask myself, okay, is this living or is it dead?
Yeah.
So I have to take a good look at it and then decide.
Yeah, I've never heard living versus dead food before
Yeah.
this week. I've never heard that.
Hmm.
Everybody's like, eat whole foods. That's the one I hear. Don't eat processed food, eat whole food.
Yeah.
But the difference is this, living versus dead.
Yeah. So where'd you get this information? Out of the Bible.
I looked at all the food and looked at all the verses.
Okay.
This is not all of them. And I was like, there has to be a common thread.
Yeah.
And because I was just looking at the comparison. And that's where you see it. Is what the common food system does is actually a really dumb idea. They are telling God, we can do it better than you. What you made, we like it better our way.
Yeah.
No wonder it causes issues. And to take something and create something with it is different than let me like throw your stuff away because white bread fluffy is way better. That's different than creating something. We are supposed to create. Cooking in your kitchen does not make a food dead. Just because you cooked it. That's a creation process. We are that the first thing God tells us about himself is that he is a creator. The first thing he says about us is we're made in his image. So we are creators.
Yes.
So we are supposed to create things.
Yes.
Cooking in your kitchen is a form of creation.
Yep. And I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy it a whole lot more.
And you had somebody else to cook for.
Yeah, it's hard doing for one person.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
So what do you do for bread?
I don't eat bread.
You don't eat bread at all?
At all.
No sourdough?
I've never tried it, and that could be an interesting experiment. But then with this definition in mind, I couldn't go to Fairway and get sourdough. I don't think I could even go to the bakery in town and be like, can you make me sourdough? Even though they would. Because they would use white flour.
Yeah.
It would be better, like, because they're reintroducing wild yeast. That's technically what yogurt is.
Yeah.
Yogurt is pasteurized, but they reintroduced wild yeast. Not wild yeast. They have very specific strains. So it's better. It helps your body and helps your gut to eat those things. I don't know that I'm willing enough to try it at this moment because I have tried the bread I have tried. Horrible reactions to bread.
How about the Ezekiel bread?
Never tried it. That could be interesting. Now I do know Renee bought herself a flour grinder.
Okay.
So I would be more willing to try sourdough like that.
Yeah.
Like Renee. I need you to hook me up so I can try some bread with some ancient grains.
Man, because when I left the farm, if I'd have known.
Oh, you had all that?
I had it all.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. My other question about this is this wine thing. So part of processed food is keeping all the parts together. And the wine, you throw away the fruit, the fiber.
Yeah.
It's same with all juices.
Yeah.
You throw away the fiber. What helps your body break down sugar is fiber. So when you drink orange juice, it is sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And your body, the glucose spikes reflect that it is sugar. But that's what this is. It's just the juice from the wine.
And then you add more sugar.
And then you add more sugar.
Yes.
To ferment it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is to that. Like, why is it okay? And because they'd even make honey out of it. They would take their dates and boil them down and their fruit and make fruit honey out of it.
Dried fruits?
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
And yet they got a lot of sugar.
They got a lot of sugar. Yeah,
But
they do.
I have medjool dates right now.
Yeah.
That I like.
Oh, those have so much sugar. But they're good.
Yeah. But I don't eat it very often.
Right. Well, and it's interesting, that type of sugar is not addictive.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit. You can, when the serving size on the package for medjool dates says 2 or 3, you're fine with that. But you don't need any more than 2 or 3.
I only eat one.
Get a pack of,
one
yeah.
It's a great plenty.
Yeah, it's just enough to be like, that was nice.
Yeah.
But you get yourself a pack of Oreos and it says 2 cookies. And you're like, good Lord, I'm not eating just 2 cookies. I'm going to eat the whole thing. Maybe by tonight.
See, now those kind of thoughts never go through my mind.
Oh, they used to.
Of eating the whole thing. But I had a friend she isn't now, but she used to be obese.
Mm-hmm.
But she would take a carton of ice cream out of the freezer and sit and eat the whole container. See, my mind does never think that. I would never eat a whole thing of ice cream. I would never eat a whole bag of chips. I don't even eat a whole candy bar.
Why?
It's too much. I will break a candy bar up and make it last 4 days.
I've had this conversation with people, like, everything in moderation. And I'm like, how? The thing is, you couldn't tell an alcoholic that. You couldn't tell an alcoholic, you can drink alcohol if you have only 1 beer.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. I am just very curious why you got to the place where you're like, I would never eat a whole candy bar. I break it up and eat it over the next few days. How did you get to that place? I don't understand.
I just don't overeat.
Why?
I don't want to get fat.
Nobody opens up a whole bag of Oreos and thinks, I'm going to get fat today. Actually, they do. They do think that. Their desire overrides, their immediate desire for gratification overrides any long-term desire.
And my mind just doesn't think that way. I don't know why.
Well, I try, like, if I'm wanting chocolate, I'll buy the packages where they have the snack size.
Yeah.
And then you can just eat 1 or 2. It depends if it's the little tiny snack size or if it's a little bit larger one. Eat 1 or 2 of theirs to satisfy that.
Yeah.
So I can make one of those bags last for several days, or even if I skip a day, or can make a week or more, instead of eating a big candy bar. It's just some of those little snack things are the same as maybe having 2 or 3 of the little snack bars is the same as and then you can just eat 1 and then put the package away and then not, So
See, if I ate the whole thing of Oreo cookies, I would be sick to my stomach.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I might now. I haven't.
They don't
You
taste.
still have those desires.
Yeah.
I still have sugar cravings.
Yeah.
Renee sits over there and says, I don't have sugar cravings. And I go, I do. I will make myself that pan of sweet potato brownies, and it will be gone in 3 days. I'm the only one who eats it. But I have made it a point to have it right after meals,
Yeah.
not just standalone.
Yeah.
Right. And you
And-
got the sweet potato in it,
Sure,
which helps.
helps.
And the cocoa is good.
Yeah, it is good for you.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's made with maple syrup. Like, there's no sugar.
How about buttermilk? Do you make buttermilk brownies?
No, that's dairy. I don't
Oh yeah.
drink dairy.
Okay.
My only exception is
Yogurt.
the plain Greek yogurt, because I went and looked it up. I was like, are there stories of people who improve their eczema by eating yogurt? There are. I'm like, okay. So I tried it. Ezra's fine with it. He loves that stuff.
Okay. So he eats it too.
He eats it, yeah.
So what do you do for your calcium?
My calcium, I have never once worried about calcium. Never. I don't know. I don't know.
You must be okay.
It must be okay.
Yeah, you've never broken a bone.
No. I mean, I have when I was young. I didn't break it. My tibia came off my kneecap,
Oh.
so I got some nasty scars.
Yeah.
But no, I've never broken a bone.
So when you get old and they start telling you, you gotta start thinking about those things and have to go have the test.
Yeah, I've
for
got to get one. I've got one scheduled here. Yeah.
Osteoporosis and
Bone
all that.
density.
bone density and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And
You know remember that lady I talked about, was it last time we met? Barbara O'Neill, who has that book about
yeah.
all these natural remedies. Her solution to osteoporosis is that salt and
Oh.
rebounding on a little trampoline.
Oh.
Because just
That
like
would
when you
strengthen your bones.
when you send astronauts up into space, what do they have to do? They have to exercise a lot, because
Yeah.
that's the only way to keep their bones from whittling away because of the different gravity. So just a little, just up on your toes on a little rebounder for 10 minutes or whatever is enough to strengthen your bones.
Sounds good.
And as far as calcium goes, it reminded me of something. Did you know the wild weeds have way more nutrients in them than any cultivated plant? Like spinach is like the holy grail of food, right? That's what, maybe you guys don't hear that, but or kale maybe.
Yeah.
Kale or spinach is the holy grail of healthy food. Any weed, like your stinging nettles, has way more nutrients in it.
But you would want to make sure it hadn't been sprayed.
Yes, this is true. That's very true.
Do you have a garden?
My neighbor planted a garden in my yard, yeah.
Okay.
She goes, she usually planted in her parents' garden, and she goes, they went and sprayed it because it's in the field, and the sprayer came by and sprayed the garden,
Yeah.
and it goes, nothing will grow. And
Yeah.
so she's like, Lydia! And I go,
Sure.
have at it.
Yeah.
So she planted a bunch of tomatoes and
Well
a
then,
bunch of stuff.
but she'll probably see that you get some.
Yeah,
Except
she
you
does.
don't do tomatoes.
She does every year.
Oh, you do tomatoes if you do chili.
I'm not right now.
Right
I will. I will. As soon as I stop nursing, I am definitely going back to my chili and
Okay.
spaghetti.
Yeah.
That's my and potatoes. Love potatoes.
Yeah.
But a baked potato with garlic, olive oil, and salt is delicious.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Chop up some garlic. It's really good. Yeah. Yep. That's all I got.
So do you have a time limit on when you're going to finish nursing?
No.
You're going to let him decide?
That's what I did with Isaiah.
Hmm.
Isaiah finished nursing in about a year. I really hated it. Nursing Isaiah. I don't hate it with Ezra.
Hmm.
It's a wonder I made it a year with Isaiah, but I hated it. So what I did with Isaiah is I pretty much just offered him food before I ever nursed.
Okay.
And so I'm kind of taking the same approach, but I don't really care. And sometimes he just itches so bad, and nursing is the only thing that, like, gets him to fall asleep.
Oh, calms him down.
Calms him down just enough
Yeah.
that he'll fall asleep. Because when he gets tired, he itches more.
Yeah.
Yep, it's good fun. Any other questions?
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other foods you're like, I wonder about this? Okay. Yeah. That's what we got. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this week.
Yeah, very interesting.